Let's start chapter 4, which is all about exponents and roots. 4.1 is exponents, and we're going to see what that looks like. So first, let's talk about the vocabulary. This big number 2 is the base. We call that the base. It's the big number. That is the base. And then the small number up in the top is the exponent. We've seen exponents before when we were doing order of operations for PEMDAS. But now we're going to isolate those exponents and work with them a little bit more. In 2 to the exponent 3, we say 2 to the third power. And what it means is 2 times 2 times 2. It's your base, and your exponent is 3, so you write it 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, that's what that exponent means. And then I could combine those 2's all together, which is what example 1 is all about. So example 1a, I have 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So my base is 4, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And that would be the answer for example 1. Example 1, you just need to write it in exponential form or write with exponents. So 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 would be 4 to the 5th power. Example 1b, my base is a negative 6. It's in parentheses so that the negative sign doesn't get lost. Negative 6, and I have it 1, 2, 3 times. So my answer is negative 6 cubed, or negative 6 to the 3rd power. In example C, I have negative 4 times negative 4. So my base is negative 4, and I have 2 of them. So that's my answer to C, negative 4 squared. In example D, I see 5 times 5 times D times D times D times D. So I have a base of 5, but then I also have a different one. I have D, 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 and D. So my answer is going to have 2 different parts. I'm going to use my base of 5, and I have 2 of them. Then I'm going to use my base of D, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So my answer to D is 5 squared times D to the 4th. It's kind of like the like terms idea, where you can't combine bases that are different. It has to be the same in order to combine them together. In example 2, we're going the other direction. So now we have exponent already in our question, 3 to the 3rd power, and I'm told to simplify. So I'm going to take my base, and I'm going to write my base 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. So my answer is 27. Now I have 1/4 squared. That means I have a base. This whole fraction is my base. And I have my fraction 2 times. Multiplying it together, we multiply the numerators, and then we multiply the denominators, and our answer is 1/16. In example C, I have negative 4 times negative 4, and they're usually in parentheses so they don't lose the negative signs. Negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. All right, let's start combining them. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. Negative 4 times negative 4 is another 16. And what is 16 times 16? If you aren't sure, do it off to the side. 16 times 16, 36, 3, 9, 6, 1, 6, 5, 2. So the answer is 256. Now notice I started with this negative, but I lost it because a negative times a negative is a positive. Another negative times a negative is a positive. And then my positives are always positive. So my answer is a positive 256. Let's take a look at D. negative 2 to the 5th. Now my negative's on the outside. It's kind of like negative 1 times 2 to the 5th. So I'm going to keep my negative off to the side, and then I have 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have my base of 2 written 5 times, and my negative is just written on the outside. It is not part of the base because it is not in parentheses. So I'm going to copy it again. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So my answer is negative 32. Okay, this negative is not in parentheses, whereas this one, it is part of the parentheses, and that's why it's included in the base. Okay, it is your turn. In 4-1, please do numbers 2 through 8 evens. Okay, and you should be doing the Google form, and if you have technical difficulties, Google form, then bring it in on paper tomorrow. We're going to finish the rest of 4-1 in class. All right, everyone, good night. Thanks for watching.